Giant manta ray. The giant manta ray is the largest ray species on Earth, with a wingspan reaching up to 7 meters and weighing as much as 3,000 kilograms. What makes them truly remarkable is their intelligence. They have the highest brain-to-body ratio among all fish species and have demonstrated self-awareness in mirror tests. These gentle giants are filter feeders, funneling zooplankton into their mouths using distinctive cephalic fins that look like horns, which is why they're sometimes called devil rays. They can filter approximately 60 cubic meters of water per hour while gliding effortlessly through tropical and subtropical oceans. Giant mantas undertake massive migrations, spanning entire ocean basins, and can live for over 40 years, though females only give birth to a single pup every 2 to 5 years, making population recovery incredibly slow. Reef manta ray. Reef manta rays are the smaller coastal cousins of giant mantas, with wingspans reaching up to 5.5 meters, but they're far more social and easier to observe. Each individual has a unique pattern of spots on its belly, functioning like a fingerprint that researchers use to identify and track them. Unlike their oceanic relatives, reef mantas stay close to coral reef systems, where they regularly visit cleaning stations, hovering in place while smaller fish remove parasites from their skin. They're known for spectacular acrobatic displays, launching themselves completely out of the water in breaches that scientists still don't fully understand. These rays can live around 45 years and have a gestation period of 12 to 13 months. Found primarily in the Indo-Pacific, they often travel in groups, making them a favorite among divers. Devil ray. Devil rays belong to the genus Mobula and are the smaller, more athletic relatives of manta rays, with wingspans typically between 1 and 2 meters. They earn their name from the cephalic fins that resemble devil horns, though these fins serve the same filtering function as in mantas. What makes devil rays spectacular is their synchronized breaching behavior, where entire schools will leap from the water in coordinated displays. Some species migrate in groups numbering in the thousands, creating one of the ocean's most impressive spectacles. They're filter feeders like mantas, but tend to hunt in deeper waters, diving down to catch their prey before returning to the surface. Multiple species exist worldwide, including the Chilean devil ray and Atlantic devil ray, though many remain poorly studied, and their exact behaviors are still being discovered by marine biologists. Spotted eagle ray. The spotted eagle ray is instantly recognizable by its distinctive pattern of white spots and rings scattered across a dark blue or black body, resembling a leopard of the sea. These rays can reach disc widths of up to 3 meters and possess a long whip-like tail armed with venomous spines for defense. Unlike bottom-dwelling stingrays, spotted eagle rays are active swimmers that flap their pectoral fins like bird wings, gliding gracefully through tropical and subtropical waters worldwide. They're specialized hunters that dig into sandy seafloor using their pointed snouts, searching for mollusks and crustaceans which they crush with plate-like teeth. Perhaps most impressively, spotted eagle rays are capable of launching themselves completely out of the water in spectacular leaps, though scientists still debate why they perform this behavior. Each individual's spot pattern is unique, allowing researchers to identify specific rays. Cownose ray. The cownose ray gets its name from its distinctive indented forehead that resembles a cow's nose, making it one of the most uniquely shaped rays in the ocean. What truly sets them apart is their schooling behavior, with groups of up to 10,000 individuals swimming in synchronized formations called fevers. These massive schools migrate along the Atlantic coast of the Americas twice annually, creating one of nature's most impressive spectacles as thousands of rays glide in perfect coordination. Individual cownose rays reach wingspans of about 90 centimeters and feed on bottom-dwelling invertebrates, using their broad pectoral fins to uncover prey hidden in the sand. The synchronized swimming isn't just for show. It helps protect them from predators like sharks and allows them to efficiently search for food across vast areas. Their migrations are so predictable that fishermen and researchers can anticipate their arrival each season. Bat ray. The bat ray is the smooth-skinned cousin of the spotted eagle ray, found along the eastern Pacific coast from Oregon down to the Gulf of California. Unlike its spotted relative, the bat ray has completely smooth brown or olive skin without any patterns and can reach wingspans of up to 1.8 meters. These rays are equipped with powerful crushing jaws designed specifically for their diet of shellfish, clams, and crustaceans, which they excavate from the seafloor. When foraging, a bat ray will raise massive clouds of sediment as it digs, making it easy to spot their feeding activity. They possess a single venomous spine on their tail, but are generally docile toward humans unless threatened or stepped on. Bat rays can live for over 20 years and give birth to live young rather than laying eggs. They're common in California waters, where they're often seen by divers and snorkelers in kelp forests and sandy bays. Southern stingray. The southern stingray is the most commonly encountered ray in the Caribbean, with a distinctive diamond-shaped disc that can reach up to 2 meters in width. These masters of camouflage can bury themselves completely in the sand with only their eyes protruding, becoming virtually invisible to both prey and predators. They hunt using specialized electroreceptors called ampullae of Lorenzini, which detect the electrical signals given off by buried prey like mollusks and crustaceans. Their gray or brown coloration on top contrasts sharply with their white underside, and they possess a venomous barb on their tail used strictly for defense, not hunting. Southern stingrays became famous at Stingray City in the Cayman Islands, where they've learned to associate boats with food and will swim directly up to snorkelers. These nocturnal feeders spend their days resting and their nights actively hunting across the sandy seafloor. Blue-spotted stingray. The blue-spotted stingray is one of the most visually striking rays in the ocean, covered in brilliant electric blue spots that contrast beautifully against its tan or brown body. Found throughout the Indo-Pacific from the Red Sea to Australia, this relatively small ray reaches a maximum disc width of only 70 centimeters. Despite their beauty, blue-spotted stingrays are extremely shy creatures that spend their days hiding in coral reef crevices, only emerging at night to hunt for mollusks, worms, and shrimp. Unlike most rays which have a single tail spine, blue-spotted stingrays possess 2 venomous spines, making them more defensive than their relatives. Their bright blue coloration may serve as warning coloration, advertising their venomous capability to potential predators. They inhabit shallow reef environments, where their stunning appearance makes them popular with underwater photographers, though getting close enough for a photo requires patience as they quickly retreat when approached. Round stingray. The round stingray is the most common cause of stingray injuries along California beaches, not because it's aggressive, but because it's frequently stepped on by unsuspecting waders. This small ray has a disc diameter of only 30 to 40 centimeters and an almost perfectly circular shape, living in extremely shallow water in bays and estuaries along the Pacific coast of the Americas. When buried in sand, they're nearly impossible to see, and their natural defense is to thrust their barbed tail upward when threatened. The venom causes intense pain, but is rarely fatal, and medical professionals recommend treating stings with hot water, which breaks down the venom's proteins. Round stingrays possess limited color-changing abilities, adjusting their mottled brown and gray coloration to better match the sand they're resting on. Despite their reputation, these rays are harmless if left alone and play an important role in controlling populations of small invertebrates in coastal ecosystems. Yellow stingray. The yellow stingray is one of the smallest stingray species in the Atlantic, with adults reaching a maximum disc width of only 35 centimeters. Found in the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico, this beautifully colored ray displays a distinctive yellow or golden coloration, decorated with dark spots and reticulated patterns that help it blend into the seagrass beds where it lives. Yellow stingrays inhabit very shallow waters, typically at depths less than 25 meters, where they hunt for small invertebrates hidden in the sand and seagrass. Despite possessing a venomous barb, Their tiny size means they pose minimal threat to humans, though stepping on one would still be painful. These rays are viviparous, giving birth to 2 to 4 live pups annually after a gestation period of several months. Their small size and bright coloration make them popular subjects for underwater photographers, and they're generally less skittish than larger stingray species when approached by divers. Giant freshwater stingray. The giant freshwater stingray holds the title of world's largest freshwater fish, with disc widths reaching up to 2.4 meters and weights exceeding 600 kilograms. This massive ray inhabits large river systems in Southeast Asia, particularly the Mekong and Chao Phraya rivers, where it buries itself completely in the muddy river bottom, making it extremely difficult to observe in the wild. Critically endangered due to habitat loss and overfishing, very little is known about this elusive species' behavior, reproduction, or exact population numbers. The ray possesses a venomous tail spine that can reach up to 38 centimeters in length, making it potentially dangerous, though encounters with humans are rare. Its gray or brown coloration provides perfect camouflage against river bottoms, and it feeds on mollusks and other invertebrates it excavates from the sediment. Scientists and conservationists struggle to study and protect this species because of how secretive and rare it has become in its native rivers. River stingray. River stingrays of the genus Potamotrigon are a diverse group of South American freshwater rays that have adapted entirely to life in rivers and cannot survive in saltwater. Found throughout the Amazon and Orinoco river basins, these rays display incredible diversity with vivid patterns, including spots, ocelli, and stripes in various color combinations. Each river system often hosts its own endemic species, with scientists estimating around 25 or more distinct species, though many remain poorly studied. Unlike their marine relatives, some river stingray species possess highly toxic venom that can cause severe necrosis and excruciating pain lasting for months. Most species have disc widths between 30 and 60 centimeters, and their stunning colors have made them popular in the aquarium trade, both legally and illegally. The collection of these rays for aquariums, combined with habitat destruction, threatens many species whose populations and distributions remain largely unknown to science. Marbled electric ray. The marbled electric ray inhabits the Mediterranean Sea and eastern Atlantic Ocean, where it generates electric shocks reaching up to 200 volts using modified muscle cells called electrocytes arranged in kidney-shaped organs. These thick-bodied rays reach disc widths of about 60 centimeters and possess a distinctive cream and brown marbled pattern that provides excellent camouflage on the sandy seafloor at depths up to 100 meters. They use their electrical capability both to stun prey before eating it and to defend themselves against predators, delivering shocks strong enough to knock down an adult human. The ancient Greeks and Romans were well aware of these rays and reportedly used them for medical treatments, applying the electric shocks to treat various ailments. Unlike true stingrays, electric rays have a rounded, thick body shape and spend most of their time partially buried, waiting to ambush passing fish. The electric organs comprise a significant portion of their body weight, demonstrating the evolutionary investment in this unique hunting strategy. Pacific electric ray. The Pacific electric ray is the largest member of the electric ray family and generates the strongest electrical output of any electric ray, capable of producing shocks up to 50 amperes at 45 to 50 volts. Found along the eastern Pacific from California to Chile, this massive ray can reach disc widths of 1.4 meters and weigh up to 90 kilograms. Its electric organs are so large, they comprise approximately 1/6 of the ray's total body weight, representing a massive evolutionary investment in electrical capability. The Pacific electric ray is a sluggish ambush predator that buries itself in sandy bottoms, waiting for prey to venture too close before delivering an incapacitating shock. The discharge is powerful enough to knock down an adult human and can be felt through thick rubber diving boots. Its smooth gray or brown skin provides perfect camouflage against sandy seafloors, and its circular disc shape makes it difficult to spot even when not buried. These rays feed primarily on fish, using their electrical stunning capability to overcome prey that would otherwise be too fast to catch. Common skate. The common skate represents an important distinction in ray classification. It's actually a skate from the family Rajidae, not a true ray, with key differences including egg-laying reproduction, rather than live birth. This massive skate can reach disc widths of up to 2.5 meters, making it one of the largest skates in existence, though it's now critically endangered due to decades of overfishing in European waters. Skates differ from rays by possessing two dorsal fins on their tail, which rays lack entirely, and their pectoral fins are not completely fused to the head like in true rays. Found in the northeast Atlantic at depths between 100 and 600 meters, the common skate has thorny skin and a pronounced snout. Females lay distinctive egg cases called mermaid's purses that wash up on beaches, providing evidence of skate reproduction. The species' slow growth rate and late maturity have made population recovery nearly impossible despite fishing restrictions, serving as a cautionary tale about overexploiting large marine species. Thornback ray. The thornback ray is one of the most common skates in European waters, easily identified by the large thorny spines called bucklers that cover its body, especially prominent in adult specimens. With disc widths reaching about 1 meter, these skates display a mottled pattern perfect for camouflage against rocky and sandy seafloors from Iceland to North Africa at depths up to 60 meters. Like all skates, thornback rays lay egg cases rather than giving birth to live young, and these distinctive rectangular cases frequently wash up on beaches where beachcombers collect them. The thorny spines are not venomous, but serve as protection against predators, becoming more numerous and pronounced as the ray ages. Thornback rays feed on crustaceans, mollusks, and bottom-dwelling fish, using their flattened body to pin prey against the seafloor. They're among the most commercially important skate species, caught extensively for food in Europe, though their populations remain relatively stable compared to the critically endangered common skate. Large-tooth sawfish. The large-tooth sawfish possesses one of the most distinctive features in the entire ray family, a rostrum or saw that can reach 1.5 meters in length, armed with 14 to 22 teeth on each side. This critically endangered species can grow to total lengths of 6.5 meters and weigh over 600 kilograms, making it one of the largest rays in existence. The saw serves multiple purposes. It's slashed through schools of fish to stun prey, used to dig in the seafloor for buried organisms, and wielded as a defensive weapon against predators. Large-tooth sawfish are euryhaline, meaning they can survive in both freshwater and saltwater, inhabiting river mouths and estuaries throughout the tropical Indo-Pacific and Atlantic regions. Once common throughout their range, they're now functionally extinct in most areas due to overfishing, habitat destruction, and their vulnerability to entanglement in fishing nets. Their saw makes them particularly susceptible to capture, as it easily becomes tangled in nets meant for other species. Small-tooth sawfish. The small-tooth sawfish is distinguished from its large-tooth cousin by having more numerous teeth on its saw, typically 24 to 32 per side, though the individual teeth are smaller. Growing to lengths of approximately 5.5 meters and weights around 350 kilograms, this species was once found from North Carolina to Brazil, but is now primarily restricted to Florida waters. Juveniles spend their early years in shallow estuaries and mangrove areas, gradually moving to deeper offshore waters as they mature. The small-tooth sawfish holds the distinction of being the first marine fish listed under the United States Endangered Species Act, highlighting the severity of its population decline. Young sawfish can reportedly regenerate their rostrum teeth if damaged, though this capability diminishes with age. The saw itself is packed with electroreceptors that help the sawfish detect prey buried in sediment, making it a highly sophisticated sensory organ in addition to being a weapon. Conservation efforts in Florida have shown some promise, with juvenile sightings increasing in protected areas. Common guitarfish. The common guitarfish represents a fascinating intermediate form between sharks and rays, with a body shape that's exactly what its name suggests, resembling a guitar or violin. Found in the eastern Atlantic and Mediterranean, this species has a thick, muscular tail with fins like a shark, but a flattened, ray-like head and body. Guitarfish reach disc widths of about 1 meter and display an unusual behavior of walking on their pectoral fins across the seafloor, searching for prey. They use electroreception to locate buried prey in sandy and muddy bottoms, feeding primarily on small fish, crustaceans, and mollusks. The guitarfish taxonomy has been recently revised by scientists, reclassifying many species based on genetic evidence, which has caused some confusion in identification. Their brown or gray coloration provides effective camouflage, and they spend most of their time motionless on the seafloor, waiting for prey to come within striking distance. Despite their shark-like appearance, guitarfish are more closely related to rays and face similar conservation threats. Butterfly ray. Butterfly rays from the family Gymnuridae possess the most extreme width-to-length ratio of any ray species, with disc widths exceeding 2 meters while their bodies remain paper-thin. Their wing-like pectoral fins spread wide like a butterfly, while their tail is extremely short or sometimes barely visible at all, making them appear almost tailless. These rays lie perfectly flat on the seafloor, where they become nearly invisible when partially buried in sand, waiting to ambush small fish, crustaceans, and mollusks that venture too close. Various species exist in warm waters worldwide, each adapted to specific regions and habitats. The extreme thinness of their body means they can squeeze into spaces other rays cannot, giving them access to unique hunting grounds under rocks and in crevices. When they swim, butterfly rays appear to float through the water like underwater flying carpets, their massive wings undulating gracefully. Their unusual body shape makes them distinctive among rays, though this same shape makes them vulnerable to damage from fishing gear and boat propellers. If you want to see more, click the video on screen now.